Hey guys, welcome to Paranormal Monday week 2. So I've always had an interest in the paranormal ever since I was really little because of stuff that happened to me pretty early on in life. And so in high school I discovered Ghost Adventures crew and I studied their methods of interacting with spirits and everything, and I had this passion to be a paranormal investigator and get to interact with ghosts and spirits and all that stuff. I read everything the public library had on ghosts. It was pretty ridiculous. So throughout my high school, I had like little things happen, little paranormal things, mostly to do with my grandparents' house. Nothing huge. Biggest thing was apparently I was a sleepwalker, but no one ever saw it. Because my bedroom was on the top floor of our house. It was the only room up there. And I would lock my door at night because I thought I sleepwalked and I didn't want, and like as soon as you walk out my bedroom door, there's just a big huge flight of stairs and I didn't want to kill myself in my sleep. The reason we thought I was a sleepwalker was when I would go to bed and my family would be still up at night, like a couple hours after I went to bed and I was obviously asleep, they would hear someone walking around my bedroom. We always just assumed I was a sleepwalker. I don't know if that was the case or not, but yeah, it's pretty creepy. But anyway, after I graduated high school, I lived on my own for a year and then I moved to Wyoming. Yay! So, especially in that first year, I came back to visit quite often. And finally, I was to a point where I had a digital recorder. I still have this digital recorder. I was amped up enough from watching so much Ghost Adventures, and I was ready to finally take that step and do a lockdown or an EVP session in my grandparents' house. So we were a bit tricky about it because my grandparents didn't believe in this sort of thing, even though they lived in the house and they knew stuff was happening. One night after my grandparents went to bed, we did an EVP session. We had to be very quiet about it. But so yeah, I was back visiting. It was August 18th, 2010. And that is one of the most monumental nights of my life because it was the first time I ever caught an EVP. It was Shane and I and my brother, and we started upstairs in the house, I want to say. And we did some just asking questions with the digital recorder rolling and didn't really have anything happen. And then we went down into the basement. So we were down in the basement and we were asking questions. You know, the atmosphere was kind of charged. Like, it felt like we definitely weren't alone down there. I remember I went and their basement is huge, and they had like a potato cellar room like off the main room, and so I went and I was in there alone for a little bit and asking questions. And I remember I kept feeling, because I had my camera, just like a digital camera, in my back pocket, and I remember I kept feeling like someone was trying to take it out of my pocket, like it kept feeling it move. But I never felt threatened. Like, the atmosphere in the house that night was very good, very pleasant. Nothing, no like bad vibes or anything like that. And we thought, you know, everything was going great. And so all three of us came back out into the main room and we snapped a couple pictures. We left the basement and we went to the garage and didn't really feel anything there. It was just garage, whatever. So we called it a night, feeling a little discouraged because I didn't think we got anything. And then we went back to our parents' house, and I remember we were standing around the dining room table and the digital recorder was laying in front of us on the table, and we played it through and nothing in the upstairs room. And then we got down to the basement and we were listening and we caught this.
If you want to touch one of us. make some sort of a noise around us, you can. Go ahead.
I will never forget the moment I heard that little boy's voice for the first time. I almost started crying. Like, it was an instantaneous reaction. Like, my eyes just welled up with tears, and yeah, it was an amazing feeling. And just when you get your first EVP, it is exhilarating. And so, yeah, that was awesome. So that was a pretty minor experience as far as doing a lockdown. But then I came back to Wyoming, back to work, and I think I've mentioned it in my videos before, but the place I work is haunted. It's very haunted. I have seen things literally, and I mean, not just myself, another coworker was looking at it at the same time and witnessed this, but we literally saw a candy bar lift off the shelf, float a few feet, and drop. So many things. You hear voices, you hear things being moved around in rooms where there's no one there. The bathroom especially, doors will just slam shut when you're in there for no reason. The things will come flying off and hit you in the back of the head when you're not looking. That has happened. One of my coworkers one night, she was working, and she said she heard her keys on the filing cabinet, like, because they scrape against the metal, and it sounded like someone picked them up and dropped them, and she went back there and they were laying on the floor. Yeah, so many things. I've heard so many voices there, and you always see things out of the corner of your eyes. And one night I was working with someone, he's not there anymore, but and there was a storm, and for a second our power went out. And we were both standing at the registers, and when the power went out, we looked at each other like, oh, great, this is awesome, power went out. The power came back on, and, like, he was looking at something behind me, and, like, he was deathly pale, and he was just, like, staring. I'm like, what's going on? And he, like, blinked, and whatever it was obviously gone, because he's like, there was something behind you. It looked like a white mist or something. I'm like, I, like, turn around, like, what the what? I'm like, are you sure that you seriously saw that? And he's like, yeah, there was something behind you. It was like taller than you, and it was like this white mist, and then it was just gone. And so there has been so many things that have happened at work, around multiple people, not just myself. So it's kind of fun when you work in a place that's haunted, especially if you are into the stuff I'm into. Alright, so that is it for this Paranormal Monday. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time.